Hello, champion. You're welcome to today's class. Our topic today is sources of history. Sources of history. What are sources of history? Sources of history are things that tell us about the past. They tell us about people and events that took place in the past. Sources of history are things that tell us about the past. Now, a source can be a document, a book, or an object. A source can be a document, a book, or an object, because we can find information about the past in different ways. Now, one of the sources of history is storytelling. Now, storytellers tell us stories about our history. Storytellers tell us stories about our history. And who are these storytellers? Storytellers can be people in our families, can be community elders that tell us stories. Storytellers are people in our families and community elders that tell us stories. Now, what kind of stories? Stories about things that happened long time ago. Our storytellers teach us about important Nigerian customs and traditions. They also tell us how we should behave. Remember, in our last class, we said if you know about history, you won't repeat the same mistake of the past, right? So, storytellers tell us how we should behave. We also learn about the history of our family, our community, and our country from these stories. Now, the next is artifacts. Artifacts. Artifact is a word used to describe old objects, tools, and weapons from the past. Artifact is a word used to describe old objects, tools, and weapons from the past. For example, this calabash is an object from the past. Can you see the calabash on your screen? It's an object from the past, right? And it's very old, so it can be described as an artifact. So you can say the calabash is an artifact. Artifact is a word used to describe old objects, tools, and weapons from the past. Now, objects like pots, artwork, and jewelry show how people made things in the past. Tools show us how people grew crops, and weapons show us how people hunted for their food. Now, another source that we're looking at is traditional symbols. Traditional symbols tell us how people lived long ago. Like the one on the screen, the image on your screen. The symbols show unity in diversity in northern Nigeria. The traditional symbol on your screen is a traditional symbol of unity in diversity in northern Nigeria. So this traditional symbol shows how the people of northern Nigeria came about, right? How they came to be united. Now, the next to be looking at is dances, music, and songs. Dances, music, and songs are all sources of history. People sing, dance, and play traditional music at weddings, funerals, celebrations, festivals, and even parties, right? The traditional music, dances, and songs performed at celebrations all have special meanings. They tell stories about important events from long ago. Traditional dance, traditional music, traditional song, they tell stories about important events from long ago. Also, things like archives and manuscripts are Sources of history, archives and manuscripts are sources of history. Also, photographs, audio recordings, video recordings, films are sources of history. Pictures. Most of us, we don't know our great grandfathers, but we might have seen their pictures, right? Now, that picture is a source of history because it tells you a story of what happened a long time ago, right? So photographs, audio recordings, video recordings, and films are all sources of history. They tell us stories of what happened long ago. Also, old journals, letters, diaries, published books, newspapers, and magazine clippings are all sources of history. Journals, letters, diaries, published books, newspapers, and magazine clippings are all sources of history. I'll come to the end of the class, champ. I hope you understand the sources of history now. Don't forget to attempt your quiz and assignment. See you in the next class. Bye.